Happy Monday, first grade. All right, we are going to do week 14, I believe. It might be week 15. Week 16 of spelling, day one of spelling, okay? So you guys have been doing a really nice job on your spelling activities. I've been able to see a couple of you turn in your spelling tests, which is really great. So thank you for continuing to work on our spelling, which is continuing to work on our writing and making sure we don't forget all of our sounds that we have learned over the course of this trip. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. That's my trusty helper making noises already. Okay. Sharing screen. Here we go. Okay, so here. Alright, so we do have our vowel sound parents. I know it may seem silly that every Monday I have your child say this, but this is something that we practice every day in first grade, something we practice in whole group, and then also in smaller group settings as well. This is kind of like where that foundation begins. So it's important that they know their sounds. It's important that they can recognize it. It's important they can recognize it on the computer. So if you point to a sound, they can say it without having to go through the whole entire vowel sound. Okay. So we are going to be working on the ah sound today. So if you are sitting and you're looking at the screen right now, and you are able to point to where the ah sound is.
Point to the ah. And I'm giving you a hint by putting my hand in. Ah. Our ah sound is where, oh no. You guys, my last couple of videos have been just kind of a mess with the technology. Here we go. This is what I wanted to have happen. Okay, our ah sound is where we open our mouth all the way. It's at the very bottom of our vowel sound hill. And ah, we have three ways to spell it with an O, AU, and AW. So for our spelling list this week, all the words are going to have AU or AW, except for our screech list. Okay? Rosie. Okay. So our first word is the word saw. Saw. I used a saw to cut some wood, or I saw my friend at the park. Okay, so there's two ways that we use that word. Saw, like I saw something I'm seeing, looking with my eyes, or a saw is an actual tool that we use. Okay, so saw, saw. We have two sounds in saw. Two sounds, and that first sound is s, which we spell with an S. And our second sound is the ah sound, ah. And we are going to spell it with A-W. And remember, we write the word on our sound dots, and then once by itself, all squished together. My handwriting looks pretty rough. Saw, saw. Okay, so now it's going to give us a couple different examples of where we see these two sounds used. So on the AW side, we have the word paw, jaw, claw, straw. Okay, so you see how AW is always at the end. It's always at the end. And then with the AU/AW, because of course we always have to have words that don't follow the rule, because that's the English language. It's confusing for no reason at all. And we have the word Paul, which is a name. Then we have jaunt, which is kind of like you go on a jaunt. It's like a walk, jog. I think. I don't know, actually. Crawl and hawk. So we see in crawl and hawk, we have that AW, which is in the middle. Okay, so if the ah sound comes at the end of the word and there are no more letters after it, it is always going to be AW. Always. It will never, a word will not end with AU. Okay, now that's where it gets tricky, because I can't say, like last week, I could say, oh, OI is always going to be if there's a sound after it. No Y is if there's no sounds. There are some exceptions to the rule. So this is why we have spelling lists, so we can help memorize words. Okay, number 2 is jaw. So the dog is opening up his jaw. The dog has some pretty powerful teeth on the jaw. Jaw has two sounds. First sound in jaw, j, j. we spell that with a J. And ah, and it's at the end with no sounds after it, so we're going to spell it with A-W. So go ahead and get that on your sound dots. Normally I would say then put it in your picture of the word box, but just write it all squished together. J-A-W, jaw. All right, number three. Number three, we have claw. We have animal themed words this week. Claw, okay? So the kitten had sharp claws. Ooh, claw. All right, so claw does have 3 sounds, almost said 4. Starts the word claw, and we know we always want to choose C because more words start with C than K. And then our second sound, claw. Oh, we have L. And then once again, we have no sounds after our ah sound, so we spell it with A-W. So C-L-A-W. Claw. All right. Our next one is hawk. Hawk. This is one of those exceptions to the rule. Hawk. We have 3 sounds. Hawk. And that first sound we spell with an H. The second sound, which does have sounds after, which is this is why this isn't an exception, is going to be spelled still A-W. A-W. And then the last sound, K, we spell with a K. Hawk. H-A-W-K. Hawk. Hawk, hawk, hawk. I saw a hawk flying the other day in my neighborhood, and the neighbor came out and was like, "Did you see the big hawk?" Yes, sir, I did. All right, our next word is crawl. And you know, this picture every year cracks me up because most babies don't crawl with like knee pads. Like most babies are just crawling. I love it though. Okay, so crawl, crawl. Oops, we have 4 sounds. And we have the first sound is K, which we spell with a C because it's the beginning of a word. We know more words start with C than K. All. So we have the sound, so we spell that with an R. Crawl. Third sound is aw, another exception to our rule. So we have A-W. And O, we spell that with an L. Crawl. I think it's one of my favorite things about spelling throughout the year is how much longer our words get. At the beginning of the year, the words are very short, not much memorization, not many sounds to remember. But I love that we're getting into longer words with more sounds. Because you guys know all of these sounds, you just got to put them together. Crawl. All right. Okay, our next word is haul. I had to think about it. I was like, what word is this? Haul, so a U-Haul. I can't think of the word away. Hauling straw, hay, I don't know what that is. Hauling trash away, haul. Haul is when you take big loads of something away. So we have 4 sounds in haul. So the first sound, H. Next sound is ah, which is our first one with A-U. Ah, A-U. I'm second guessing myself. Haul. So L.
What's the last sound? Halls. I was thinking that. I guess you can use. Sorry.
Hauls the trash away. Every Thursday, the trash gets hauled away. All right, now we have our 2 screech words. So our 2 screech words this week are similar, but like completely different. So they're similar in the sense that they're both number words. They're different, obviously, in their spellings. So the first one is 1, with the number 1. So I have 1 pillow on my couch. Just the first thing. 1. So we do spell 1 we do not use the E sound at the end. So that's why it just took away the sound dots. So we went from 3 sound dots to 2 sound dots because the E on the end does not make a sound. But the reason it is a screech word is because if we had an E at the end and an O at the beginning, it should say own. But that is not how we spell it. Or that's not how we say it. We do not say own. We do not say that. We say one. So our screech word is one, O-N-E. Those letters are in yellow because that's what makes it a screech word. It does not follow the rules that we have practiced. So, one. Okay. That's going to give you how it should be spelled, but we know we don't spell it that way. One. All right, our next screech word is the word two. Two. T, ooh. T, ooh. I'm giving you how it should be spelled, but that's not how we spell it. So the number 2, I have 2 markers. We spell it with t and then wah, technically. But we don't say it that way. We say two. T-W-O. T-W-O. It's our 8th spelling word. Spell the number 2. T-W-O. All right, way to go, spellers. That are all 8 of our spelling words that you will work on throughout the week. Don't forget that we do, I wanted to zoom in. That we do have our 2 sentences. So don't forget to practice writing your sentences. We have the boy saw 1 red hawk and 2 bugs crawl by the queen. The boy saw 1 red hawk, 2 bugs crawl by the queen. So here are your words again. I also put all of it onto the Google Doc in case you missed anything or I went too fast or the video messed up. All things very possible. All right, first grade. Have a wonderful Monday. Hopefully the rain kind of goes away and holds off, but we're supposed to have at least warmer weather this week. So yay for warm weather. All right, love you guys. See ya. Peace.